So, in my endeavor to be always moving around, kind of changing up what I do, I decided we're going to do some on-scene shooting. So, as you can see here, we have the Volvo and we have the Fiesta. So that's good. So the plan is to kind of show you some of the stuff I'm doing, but I lost a bit of that recording because this GoPro I have mounted on my head doesn't really want to work the way it's supposed to work. So it's been a bit of a struggle here. So basically, let's do the short bit first. Ford Fiesta ST, there will be a video coming on this car. I really owe Cody from Cobb, sent me some wonderful stuff. It's in the car. It takes this car and brings it to a whole nother level. This is the Volvo Super Leggera project. Whew, now I got some burps for some reason. So the point of the Volvo project is to do some stuff with it, obviously. So what are these items to do with? Well, there's a couple of things I really want to do. So first and foremost, the plan is to take this thing out autocrossing later in the year. Autocrossing? Well, that's not too terribly exciting, you say? Well, shut up for a second and let me finish. So the plan is to take this out autocrossing later this month. And that's kind of step one, phase one. Step two is to take the car rallycrossing. So I got some big, tires on it. And I have a spare tire over here that's actually, as far as I can tell, original to the vehicle. It's got tire imprints in it, and I believe, based on what I know of, like the numbering system, that it was built in 92 or 91, which is the same year as this car. So that's the plan with that. I'm not quite sure if it can be seen what's going on there, because I don't know, the other tires on this car are kind of all wonky, weird little things. So here, let me grab the little flashlight, y'all. I only got one flashlight, and it's my phone. So that's a fun little thing. So, as you can see, most of the heavy stuff has already been done in terms of inside. So I fixed, there's a weather seal here on the rear passenger side. I just kind of put some roofing cement on. And then back here, there was also an issue with the I hope this is coming across well. There was an issue with the same thing with the rear center high mount tail light. I showed how I did that. Unfortunately, it was lost because I don't quite understand how to use all my equipment yet. So I used some basic black, this weather patch roof leak repair. So hopefully, if it's good enough for a roof, it can withstand the hot temperatures in the Volvo during the summer months here in Maryland. So a lot of the stuff, if you look under the engine, you'll notice some holes, some gaps and everything in here. This is what remains of the AC system. That's a crab pot for some reason. I took off a lot of the front shroud as well. So the goal here is, and it's weird, I don't know if this fan's original or not. It's a pusher fan. And I don't know, between this and the original clutch-driven fan I got on here, the car would never make it up to operating temperature in the winter. And I'm not sure if that was because of that or there's this goofy air inflow system that brought air down and put it over the exhaust manifold and helped cool it down that way, which I don't know if that was an emissions thing or what that was, but it just kind of seemed goofy and weird and a weight, so I removed it. Anyway, so, oh look, Steve Lada's book. The plan is we're going to do some work on the car. So you can see here this little driver's side or passenger side door handle is falling off. This door handle works perfectly fine, but unfortunately the door does not open all the way because of the issue with the exhaust being right there. So you're going to see me every now and again check on exactly what I can see using a little app here, because I'm not going to lose all this video again. So I need to make sure, oh, it actually doesn't make it into frame. I'm going to move this down just ever so slightly, so, yeah. There we go. That way I know you're looking at what I'm looking at. So, look, fancy look! Anyway, so the plan is here. You can see a lot of the stuff's already been removed from inside and kind of chucked into the back here. So I got scissors for ripping up carpet, this for ripping up whatever else remains. I got to take off that back little piece there for the rear facing car seats. So I'm a big fan of kind of cheap tools. I really like them. Not so much because I'm a cheap person, even though I am. It's more of a matter of, like, cars today. They really don't make, I mean, there are some tools I would never cheap out on. Jack stands being a perfect example of that. But it's a matter of, you know, most tools you can get nowadays are fairly decent. I'm going to put this here so you can kind of see what I'm doing and I can free up both my hands. So, God, dang it. Am I going the right way? Yeah, lefty loosey. Dang it. So yeah, these things are kind of hard to get out. I used a impact hammer when I did this last time. It's the middle of the night as I record this, so I really don't want to do that, especially because my daughter is upstairs asleep. Woo! I just sat and shut something hard. Woo! That was not a pleasant experience. Woo! No, saying that. No, I like cheap-ish tools. I don't really think you need to get the most expensive version of everything, unless you're a mechanic who does everything on the regular. I guess this is sound insulation here. I can just go away. That doesn't need to be there. A lot of these wires, I gotta get some zip ties and kind of help secure them up into place. I hope that comes across on the video. So I need to get like a helmet light too, apparently. But I mean, really, why do you need to get the most expensive version of the tool if you really don't need it? I mean, this is a nice little set here I got online. It's funny though, because I do have a lot of nice tools that could do the job perfectly fine. The only issue was I had lost my 1/2-inch drive, right? So, lost my 1/2-inch drive. I go try and find one to replace it at the local hardware store. Guy is sitting there staring at me because this being Maryland, of course, it has to be behind a, well, that's a bolt that goes in there. It has to be behind a pay, or like one of those stupid security gate things. So, it's in there, guy's staring at me, I'm staring at the ratchet drive thing. And I suppose you can make the argument, well, why didn't you just, you know, say something? But I'm literally, he's staring at me, I'm staring at him. His job, in theory, is to, you know, help me get what I want. I'm not doing a terrific job of that. It's not like he was like, oh, he was on a computer, he was distracted. I mean, like, this guy looked, I would say he looked stoned, but that would be giving him too much credit. He just looked so disinterested in what he was doing that he just kind of was like off in his own little world. So I'm sitting there staring at him. I'm getting tired of doing that. I got my daughter in my hand. She's getting fidgety and fussy. So, of course, I go, well, you know what? why don't I just, while I'm sitting here waiting, grab, figure out what I can get online. Because maybe I can find this online. I want to get it today. But I got Amazon Prime, so, which is, I think, the automotive enthusiast's best friend, to be perfectly honest. So I go, well, let me just check what I can get online. So a new ratchet from this local hardware store. It is one of those chains. It's a big chain. I don't really feel like dishing them too bad, not right now, but I go, okay, let me see how much I can get this for online. So I go online, I pipe in Amazon Prime, ratchet set. For the same price as they were charging for just the 1/4-inch drive, I can get a whole entire ratchet set for the same price. So I go, alright, click buy now, one click. God, fuck. Woo! Hard to do with one hand. Woo-wee! I hope y'all enjoyed that. Oh, that hurt like hell. So I buy it one click. It is what it is. I gotta walk out of the store, and I get a question from the manager. He goes, oh, did you not find what you need? I said, no, I found what I need. Just no one was able to help me, so I just bought it online instead. So, it might be a bit of a douchey thing to say, but seriously, the reason I go to those mom and pop places is so, I can get it today and I don't have to sit around and wait, because my time is a bit valuable. It might not be the most valuable time on the planet as I sit here and waste it climbing through an old Volvo, tearing it to pieces, but, it's still, you should be helping me, especially in light of the fact that there's so much. I really hurt myself with the slamming it into this little brace here. Woo, that hurt like hell. Note to self, get a little head cam in the future, or a little head lamp in the future for this. That might help. Anyway, so, you go to a mom and pop place, not a mom and pop place, we go to a chain or whatever, because you want the service, I want it now. Give me. I'm an impatient man. So, when they, and to the audio listeners, I'm kind of sorry for all this noise, but it makes probably a little bit more sense if you go watch it on YouTube. So, no, but I go to a mom and pop chain, and I'm sitting there going, or not mom and pop chain, I don't know why I keep saying that, but I go to a chain like that, and I want the damn thing now. I expect to pay a little more for it, but I don't expect to have to wait around for fucking ever for your maybe stoned, maybe not employee to come over and help me. I don't know if it's a matter of, you can say, well, the employee's bad and you can't blame management, blah, 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 but they're the ones who hired him. So, there's performance reviews, and I get everyone has a bad day. Believe me, I used to work at McDonald's. I understand bad fucking days. When you're just sitting around hating the world as an employee, like, God, this is the meaning, or whatever you want to say, and blah, blah, blah. But, I guess the biggest thing that was always kind of helpful for me was the fact that it wasn't necessarily the job I wanted to be doing, but if I acted like it was semi-important, maybe someone will come across, like my attitude, offer me a job somewhere better. I don't know, it might be a bit of a pipe dream, but, ooh, ow. It's what got me through it, so maybe if you need that motivation to do it, just do it that way. But don't just sit there and stare blankly through a customer. I'm glad I have gloves on because I can't see. I'm sure it looks bad over there right now. Don't sit there and just stare blankly through a customer while he sits on, while he's looking, motioning towards the gate. And then, I don't really care. I got a nice ratchet set online for even cheaper. Now Yeah, fuck it, I'll give them a plug. It's Stanley, the people who make this, on Amazon. I think it was somewhere in the $34 to like $40 price bracket. It wasn't on sale or anything when I got it. It was pretty fun to, there was a pretty good kit. It comes with a lot of tools. I really do think that it's kind of like life as a male homeowner is a series of collecting tools. I don't mean that like disparaging towards women, but I think there's a couple of things that kind of separate, you know, I don't know if it's a man and woman thing or if it's like a hobbyist thing, but I don't know. I guess maybe saying it's a man thing is kind of offensive or whatever, but it's more of like life is a series of collecting tools once you become a homeowner. And one of the things that kind of pissed me off is I have a friend in the area who's like, oh yeah, I got a new saw from, you know, father-in-law or some bullshit when he moved into his new house. So he's telling me about how he was throwing out the old saw, and the entire time he's telling me about how he threw out the old saw. I'm like, was it broke? Like, was there anything wrong with it? Like, what's going on? He's like, no, I just didn't need two. I'm like, okay. In the future, if you ever throw out any tools, please call me first. And, you know, it's a bit of, oh, let me make sure I didn't mess up the camera there. It's a bit of a problem maybe. Maybe I got a little bit of hoarding in me or whatever. But, yeah, I think I'm good. It's, I don't know, I like collecting tools. I got my little pegboard, I got my little stuff set up, and for the first time, basically, since I've ever like had a halfway decent amount of money where I could actually spend it on stuff I want to spend it on, I could actually get tools. So it's more of a matter of like, before I could get tools, but I had nowhere to put them. Now I can get tools and I have a place to put them, which is awesome. Also, I love the previous owner had on the ashtray here. It had Winnie the Pooh stickers. I don't know if you can see that too terribly well. Yeah, see Winnie the Pooh going on there. So, that's just funny to me. So, this is kind of the inside of the Volvo. We got this kind of suspended there. I figure I'll just leave that on. I gotta do something about the sunroof. I don't know exactly what's going on. That roof, I guess this is a good way to look at it. So there's the roof tar, like whatever, holding on the, I don't know, my little phone froze. I'm not sure if you can see that well or not. That's kind of it, just holding it on. I'm hoping it kind of just cures up and sticks there. So that's that. I got a little project I want to do back here. Involves some tie downs and everything. You can see over here I have a nice little setup for bypass and everything going on. I don't know exactly what happened here, but that's what was going on. This is supposed to be ground, I think? I'm not sure. You know, it's a problem when you do wiring and then you forget why you did the wiring you did. And now I think it's just supposed to be a nice ground. I'm not 100%. So, oh well. That'll be interesting when we start this baby back up. See? Damn it. I don't know. Supposed to go to that. Anyway, that's holding this little doggy bolt is holding the rear brake light in. Let me check and make sure that works while I'm sitting here talking about it. So, yeah, see, there's that. And as long as this works, I think we're good. Yeah. I guess it was supposed to be a ground. I don't know, it's been a while since I've worked on this car, unfortunately. For those of you who've been following along and waiting for an update. I do apologize. Wanted to work on this car a little more than I have, but life being the way life is, has a funny way of stopping you from being able to do some stuff you want to do. So it's just a matter of now I have time. A lot of that's to do, you got the baby, and to be perfectly honest, my child is probably the best kid ever when it comes to sleeping, being not so much a pain in the butt. I mean, we were doing pretty well sleeping through the night at 5 weeks old. So you really can't beat that for a baby. So we did. The doctor, the pediatrician, had a nice discussion with us when we got on WebMD and listened to that way too much. And talking about like, oh, you shouldn't let your daughter or whatever sleep through the night at this age because it'll, they can get dehydrated, they can like start losing body weight. And that might be true for a little baby, 5 weeks. When we went in at the 6-week appointment and talked to the pediatrician, she basically slapped us in the face and was like, listen, you have a chubby, happy baby that sleeps through the night. Don't fuck it up. Like, seriously. So, on her advice, we started letting her sleep through the night at 6 weeks old, which was awesome. The only downside on that is when they start sleeping through the night at such a young age, they don't nap during the day. So, yeah, me and the wife can get some sleep, we can spend the night together, we can do, you know, basically whatever. Problem is, when the baby gets up during the day, she's up the entire day. So, no escape from that. Now, let's see here. I kind of want to leave this panel in and this door framing on the driver's side, just for comfort reasons, because this will be a daily driver as well as a lemons racer. So, this though, I need to know if this is suspended in there and how that all works. So, I can't remember how I took this out last time. Not that this needs to be a terribly delicate process, because this car is, you know, I guess I could leave that on. That doesn't need to come off per se. So, let's see. I don't see the screws holding this. There's that one. Well, let's see. Oh. Oh, I hate these standard bit things. These things like to get off too. Let's see. God. Dang it. Ah. Yeah, for those of you listening, I'm just trying to get this stupid flat bit out of the toolbox, and it likes to fight me. So, there is that aspect of it. But, you know, all good things and all that. So, the plan is, I'm going to be taking this, doing that. So, I'm just take off this door card and see where it leads us. So when I bought this from the guy, I thought the stereo was blown out. So, I don't remember if he turned it on when we test drove it or not. But, the long and short of it is, when I drove it home, stereo no working. So, no, that's going away. I forget how this comes out of here. I could probably go look it up online, but I'm just plain too lazy to do that. So, I think there's a screw down here somewhere, or something. Anyway, so, everything's loose and rattling around, and in all honesty, I probably got ripped off for the amount of money I paid for this thing, which is nothing. I basically traded in a 98 Volvo XC, or it was a V70 cross country, and I'm going to trade this for that. You know, guy's private owner, you know, selling it, blah, blah, blah. How do I do this? I take these out? Is that how this works? Yeah, that's how that works. All right. So, he is, you know, he's a good guy. A little bit of a Volvo freak. Has a 240. You know, he's trying to sell this car to make some money. I'm like, well, my V70 is probably worth a little bit more money because it has everything working in it, except for it won't pass emissions. So you could probably sell this for a prettier penny than you could sell the 740 for. So he's like, yeah, that's a fair point, but he is like dedicated to like finding something wrong with my 740 or with my V70 before he trades it in. Okay, that's built into the door card. Damn it, I kind of wanted to hold on to the speakers. It's going to take a little bit of doing to figure out how to do that. So, I'm, you know, whatever about it. I don't really mind one way or the other if I trade it in. I just would like a vehicle that doesn't need to pass emissions. Because I would like to have a car that I don't have to deal with that on. So, he drives it around, we're doing this, that, or the other. And at the end of it, he goes out, and let me just double check on how this camera looks. He goes out and he is talking about, you know, the car, blah, blah, blah. And let me see here. What does it look like? Yeah, you basically can't see anything about how the light flashed here. So, he goes out and like catches me as I'm driving away and goes, hey, you forgot to give me the key. I go, oh, my bad. So I get out and put the keys on top of the car. I'm looking for the key he's talking about. I can't find it. So I go, are you sure? Because I don't have it on me. So he goes run back in. He goes, oh, I found it. So I pop back in the car. I start driving away. Unbeknownst to me, basically, I had left my keys on the roof of that car that contained the old Ford Fiesta key, not the key for the one that's in here right now, and a key for the house. So it's like, at this point, because this guy's been talking my ear off, it's probably like 2 or 3 in the morning. I told my wife I was going over there after work. Got off work late that evening. It's like 10:15 to 2:30. So she wakes up in the middle of the night. I'm still not home. She's freaking out. There was no power outlet or anything. So that's why I had to add the little thing you see over there. You see this? Trying to point at it, and there's a bit of delay. That's a power outlet. Well, I could get a better view of them. I basically hardwired those in so I'd always have power. So let me see here. What can I do to mount the speaker up here permanently without having to... I guess I'm going to have to construct something. Has this got child safety locks? Is that how that works? Because the other car doesn't have, the other seats don't have that. So I guess there's a little switch here or something for child safety lock. So, and look at that. It's got a little lever for a child safety lock. Neat. Anyway, so I like playing with this stuff. So it's like I said, it's 2 or 3 in the morning. I get like 40% of the way home, and I stop to get gas. I'm driving from Virginia to Maryland. I stop to get gas, go to get my car keys, realize I don't have them on me. This being a spring day in Maryland, it's raining, because of course it's raining in Maryland. So I get back in the car and start driving towards where I dropped them, which was awesome. Not. And I think I could just cut this out and put it back in the car. I'll give it a shot. So I get there, pick up the keys. Like I have to drive around the neighborhood, figure out where I accelerated and dropped the keys. And eventually find them, eventually get home, and my wife's like in full freak out mode. She's like, you went to Virginia to meet a guy, you know, da 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 da. Like, I was so worried. I'm like, well, I appreciate you being worried. But, you know, I'm fine. I just try to explain what the problem was. And she is, you know, it's when you wake up in the middle of the night. I don't think there's any explanation that could really be given at that point in time that would really satiate anyone at that point. So she's just going on and on and on. Like, I thought you were dead. Da, 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 da. I had Craigslist killer. Da, 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 da. Well, it was a bit stupid to go without a friend or whatever to do it. So that's my piece of advice for that, is just always bring a friend with you when you're going out and you're going to do a Craigslist run or whatever. I'll work on that later maybe. But it is kind of what it was. Like, I had no one to go with because no one wanted to drive from DC to Virginia to Maryland, you know, to help me out. And the section of Virginia I was in was not in a section anyone I knew lived in, so no one really wanted to do that. So it was just a matter of, well, no one is capable of going, so why put anyone out? So that being said, I kind of decided, like, to go, and she had a little freak out, and it's funny. I got my little concealed carry permit, as some of you know, so I did have my little firearm with me. It was a bit funny, but I don't know. I guess better safe than sorry. It was a bit dumb to do in retrospect, but what are you going to do? So I don't know how I'm going to. I don't really have. When I moved recently, I kind of lost some of my tools. Like, I lost my 1/4-inch drive ratchet. I also lost. I had a nice saw over here at some point. So now you are along for the adventure as I try and find the thing that I should have had. Yes, I'm a crazy person. There is a microphone sitting outside here with me. I found the drill for this though. That's nice. And I can go with that. It's not in there, so I don't know where it could be. I have a nice saw somewhere around here. I don't know where it is. Let's see here. Well, that's all the stuff when I blew the head gasket for the Volvo. I kind of kept all the pieces as a bit of a trophy. You know, head bolts and everything. You know, proof I did it. I can be proud of it. And now it's just kind of a monument to my shame because it didn't last. So that was fun. I don't know where my little saw could be. I got some tools out back, so that's the thing. It could be all the way up here. I'm not sure. I don't think it is. I don't know what the hell this is. Some sort of fluid additive. Oh! There it is. I found my saw. I'm gonna get up a little step ladder. There's probably some other stuff up there that I need to get. So, probably turn this off while I'm out here in the nice sunlight. So, that's the issue with that. So, oops, sorry audio listeners. I went, so really the only thing I ever got on Craigslist, honestly and truthfully, was this Volvo and the other Volvo. I've never actually bought anything else off of Craigslist. I've tried to on a couple of occasions. But it never really worked out. I'm just going to shut up here. So for the audio listeners, I'll cut this bit out because this isn't going to be fun for you all. I need to get new pegboard space. So I keep a couple of these kind of laying around. Unfortunately, now with the little one, I got to think about how to keep them out of her reach and all that. So I don't know what we're gonna do here. We'll do maybe one of these, move this. I don't know how everyone else handles their pegboard situation. If it's any different than how I do mine. There you go, that works. But yeah, so that's hopefully. And if I need to get a new one of these, I can always put it in the junkyard, right? Hopefully. And so that's the plan with that. I don't know. It's fun though. So I've got 2 things on Craigslist, and both of them were cars. I don't know if that's unusual or not, or if that's kind of like the norm for the car guys. But I don't know. It's weird. I haven't really had a bad experience with Craigslist, but I've only ever had 2 experiences with Craigslist. So I guess that makes it a little easier to have only good experiences. I don't know how we're going to hold this on better than it already is. Stop. I don't know if we need to stop that magnet from hitting. I mean, that thing's going to vibrate like hell when the car starts driving. Hopefully you can see this right now. I forgot to bring my light over with me. I don't know. I'm going to put a piece of cardboard in there maybe. Who knows? Let's see here. Do that. Oh, sorry for experimenting when you're sitting here watching. And there's a little speaker right there. I don't know how we're going to secure that. Maybe I should have brought a little bit bigger piece with me. Who knows? Cut off a slightly bigger one, rather, because that's how English works. So, I don't know. Took out the speaker here. Left the one in there because this speaker wasn't working anyway. I guess I could take out that speaker too, because all I really need is one. You know, for everything that's going on. It is nice to have a couple of them though. So we'll just go ahead and for right now, I'll just go ahead and do that. Ba-doop. I don't know if this goes against the whole superleggera thing of keeping a speaker in. Well, like I said, I do daily drive this thing occasionally. So I don't know, can you occasionally daily drive something? So I don't really want to remove all the, you know, niceties from it. It would be nice to actually be able to hear some stuff while I'm driving and not be, you know, rattled to death instead. Oh, dang it. So there's that. I don't know. It's a fun little thing. I don't know how many people out there have a car project. I know it's kind of expensive to do. I do recommend it though. I don't know if you, I mean, something goofy like this, like you don't need to be planning on taking your car to Le Mans or whatever and doing anything really crazy with it. You can just get a stupid little project car. I'm going to take a piece of cardboard and just shove it in the back of that. You can just take a little project car, something goofy and stupid like a Volvo, like I got, and just do some crazy stuff with it. I mean, it's nice because this thing really, in terms of scrap value, is probably worth more scrap than alive, which is kind of unfortunate, but also a bit of a blessing. So we'll take the little bit here. I'm just kind of shoving it in the back of that, and then a magnet should help keep it in place. So if it doesn't, we'll find out pretty freaking fast. Yeah, that'll help reduce vibration and all that. And it seems to be in pretty good. So, yeah, that will hold, hopefully. Might need, I don't know, we had a problem with electrical tape before doing it, and I apologize, I keep forgetting to bring over the light into there. I guess I could grab, for future, I got an idea for light. I don't know why I didn't think of it before. Yeah, so we got the little, right We're in there. And a little speaker. I think that'll hold. I don't see why it wouldn't. I don't know how you all feel about it. Got a bit of it on the speaker itself though, so that's not good. Move that over. Hopefully the speaker still works. I guess I could give it a try. I lost two. I lost the key to this. I have one left. I used to have two. So I'm going to have to go out and get a new one, which is slightly unfortunate. So, let's take out the other door card. So we got one door card left, and this one's going to be a bit of a pain because the exhaust is in the way. And I am an idiot and didn't take the door card out before I took out the door. So, ideally, I'll take this. As long as I can get up here, that's where one side of this is. I don't know exactly how this whole mechanism works. Oh, I'm going to bump the camera again, so I got to figure out if I fucked it up or not. Nope, not cool. So, I don't know exactly how this door mechanism works. I mean, I can't really feel where the little latches in here. Yep. I can't imagine it's too terribly complex. Anyway, so there's that. I do want to, since we're here, we're having a little buddy conversation. I'm thinking of doing the Mighty Car Mods, modification to this and taking the another tow hook underneath here, taking the edging here and putting it underneath and using it as a bit of a mold. And by thinking, I mean I'm going to. So that'll be fun. I don't know what this is. The goal here is really to take every little bit of this car that doesn't need to be on it and take it off. So, yeah, this is like an access panel. What do I got here? Ooh, my bad. It'll sound great on the audio. And so that's actually the bumper mount right there. A couple of really exposed wires. I really don't want to do that. The other side, around here in DC, that's just going to be asking for trouble. The other side has no real wires or anything. It's just the thing. So we're going to do the little mod here. So we got this whole issue going on now. So I don't know exactly what caused this on the bumper cover. I guess we were probably in some sort of low speed crash and we lost something. And there's a little mount in there. I'm not quite sure how that works. So we'll just go ahead and for those of you listening, the front bumper has a problem with it's kind of like leaning off here. I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. It seems like there's a plastic piece it's supposed to fall into, but it doesn't really want to. That's obviously closer to where it should be. And it's kind of like finger fucking going on right now. I just bumped the camera again. My apologies to everyone. As this goes on, I should get better at this camera control BS. So, I don't know. There's a couple of rivets in here, and I don't know exactly what I'm looking at. I don't know exactly why this won't go in. My plan is maybe to rivet it. Oh, God, I keep hitting the camera. My apologies. So, and you can see it's like some little slidey thing. It's supposed to go in, and it's not. And then this bit down here is supposed to slide up. So we must have hit like a rock or something to cause this issue. So fortunately, I think I have a solution for all this. So let's see here exactly what's going on. So hopefully I left the back of the Fiesta unlocked. Doing some camera control here, yeah. So some of the stuff is plans for future stuff. Like this is tie down for the Fiesta. Some of the stuff is for other things. That's for this though. And I don't think so. I got the rivets here. All that. Making sure this is still on straight. So I got the rivets, I got all that. I got my garden molding and all that. And I don't think we're going to be doing that this evening though. Mainly because I don't want it. So the plan is, so we got the little itty bitty scissors. We're going to try and get to the store and take it off. This is going to be a pain in the butt though, because if I have to access the bottom of the door to get out those little tabs, this is going to take a long time to figure it out. So we got our little screwdriver. So we know this comes out fairly easy, the little molding here around the doors. That's right, I gotta do the little stupid screw here. So that goes back with everything else. Let's see how. I don't need to take this off, I know that. Yeah, so this is the issue. So can I get to all three screws? And I apologize for lack of light once again, but this is going to be a little bit of contorting. So where is the last and final one? Right there. So let's try and get that one out first from the inside. Come on, I got you. So what I'm trying to do is right underneath the door card is a little tab. Because I can't open up the, say there's the tab. Because I can't open up the door enough, I gotta find a way to do it with the door closed for the most part. I can do a little bit of opening. Get to it. And we're going to try here. Yeah, and I can't remember if there was a speaker there or not, and why I took it out. I think the plan is, when I originally envisioned this, the radio was not working. So that's why you'll kind of see some half beaten to death headphones laying around in here, because I don't really want to waste good headphones driving around. So I refuse to put both ears in, so I can still, in theory, hear stuff. Not that there's going to be a lot of hearing going on in this thing with the mufflerless, you know, setup I got going on in here. So this is going to be a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to try taking out just the head of the screwdriver here. And I'm trying not to beat up too much on that exhaust bit. And see if I can't, yeah, there we go. So I managed to get that off. So that's good. And then the rest of this just turns into manhandling. Or lady handling, I guess. I don't know. For those of you like, did I get all of a sudden super PC? No, I just, right now, it's kind of a funny little time, and I feel like we're always in this revolution of, or I guess revolution may not be the right word, this revolving system of, you know, PC, non-PC, and all that. And I personally think it's a little funny, but I personally think a lot of things are funny. And I don't mean like funny, like, oh, it's ridiculous, blah, blah, blah. I just, I know this is a weird comment because I get cars. I get being an enthusiast about cars. I get being an enthusiast about a ton of things. And I guess language can fall into that too, where you can be an enthusiast about language or whatever. But being a diehard, like if you came up to me and said, Volvo's the dumbest thing on the planet, blah, blah, blah. And I went, okay, cool. Like, I'm not going to sit here and waste my breath on you. You really, I don't know. Maybe because it's so hard to offend me, I just don't care. And I get why people are like, well, language matters, because it does. You know, there's a thought and a process to everything. I don't want to get too off topic here, but, like, honestly, I think the whole thing is kind of fun. Because it's a trend, and it's going to change direction eventually. It'll become something else. So why not enjoy what's going on while it's going on? You don't have to agree with why they decide everything's labeled or changed the way it is, but just have fun with it. Fuck it, you know? If this week we're PC and next week we're completely anti-PC, oh, excuse me, and just go with it. Who cares? So, you know, as long as you're having fun with it and you don't get caught up in it, there's no reason not to enjoy what's going on as it's going on. If that makes sense. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. There we go. Gotta lock it all the way. Yeah, so that's interesting. So, all that's going on. I got the door cards all off. Here, we get a little better view of what's going on up here. So, this is the little power adapter. I got to go wired all the way in. This is the outlet that goes into the cell phone, and that's how I listen to stuff. This is the screwdriver from before, which I don't know if I was recording that bit or not. I don't think I was. So, I had to caulk up. This window had a gap in it back here, so that was fun. And then, it's kind of hard to see. I'm not going to go over all of it again, but basically, there is a nice tennis ball, dog chew toy, that's holding in the brake and turn signal light, and that's how that works. And you can see here, that little clamp is the ground for it. So that's entertaining. This is the fuel filter. Yeah, so basically, tomorrow when the baby takes a nap, all of this is going to go out into the back, into the shed of Volvo parts. So that'll be fun. Yep. I guess the plan is to try and keep the dash from the center console towards the driver. So everything from like kind of the second vent here to the right can go away. I'm not sure if structurally I'll be able to do much. I'm sorry, I keep blocking this thing. If I'll be able to do much with it in terms of removing it. I don't want to take anything structural supporty out of the mix. And that's kind of the plan with that. I don't know what to do, so I'm gonna just cut out the carpet for the most part. And I don't know if this carpet goes all the way over and around or not. It doesn't look like it does. So this bit can just go away immediately. That's good. And sound deadening really doesn't bother me. Like I said, I got the radio. That's all I really need. Yeah, it kind of sucks in here, to be perfectly honest. Driving this thing around, commuting in and out of DC from basically, for those of you not familiar with the lay of the land here, it's about a 35-mile commute. Can take up to an hour most days. And, you know, it's a lot of highway along the way. If I'm lucky and I leave early, which never happens, I can take some nice back roads. Maryland has some, I know I knock on Maryland quite a bit. Well, Maryland actually has kind of awesome backcountry county roads. So I don't know if it's like God trying to make up for the fact that there's like no culture or anything, like real dependent on just this area. I guess this is going to stay for right now. I don't know exactly what that is. The foam pad. So I don't know if it's like some sort of like weird karmic thing going on with that, or what that's all about, but Maryland's got some nice backcountry county roads, and a lot of them have a speed limit that's fairly decent. A lot of 40s, a lot of 45s, a lot of 50s, which is really doable, especially in a kind of craft car like this. And in the Fiesta, it's an absolute blast. Every car I've really owned has been fun on the backcountry roads here, so that's kind of the nice thing about Maryland. I really do enjoy that. Don't let anyone know, though, that I actually complimented Maryland, because they'll be coming after me. I don't know, if you got a better backcountry road place in mind, I mean, the Eastern Seaboard is fairly decent with them. I don't know about the other states up there in the Northeast and all that, but I imagine it's probably very similar. Ew, baby. I'm just making money left and right here with quarters. I imagine it's fairly similar going on up there with the Northeast. I imagine the speed limits are probably a little lower compared to down here. I feel like the high speed limits is more of a matter of they forgot to lower them than it is to like their credit as to like, you know, appreciating driving or whatever. But I do like it, so that's a thing. 214, I guess, between DC and Annapolis is a good little gem for daily driver. There's some good roads over there. Is it 214 or is it 450? I can't quite recall. It's fairly decent. I guess I've probably been going long enough here. Let me just double check. I could probably talk all night to you guys. But this being a bit of an experiment, I really kind of want to make sure this works, because I'm going to put this up as a podcast and as a YouTube thing. And I want to know what you all think of it. So make sure if you're listening to this and you made it to this point, you let me know. Send me a Twitter thing telling me, hey, I made it to here. I would appreciate that. Let me know how the audio quality is. Let me know how basically this whole thing turned out. Because, like I said, I got Ryan West, who's working out with me now in the West Coast. He's going to be kind of a regular thing for a little bit at least. The goal is to see, how he does and all that. And I really enjoyed the last episode with him. And we're going to kind of turn that whole segment into a regular series here on the show, which I really enjoyed. So, I don't know why I'm cutting this way. I need to get an X-Acto knife. Just cut straight across there. I don't want to break anything important though underneath all this. So, we're just going to take this slow and steady. You see there's a brake line or something going on there. So, Ryan, good guy. Really enjoyed him. Really good at this. He's one of these guys who really does seem to have a natural talent for doing this. So I really enjoy having him on. I want to give a shout out to Save the V8s. So today was going to be a cluster call episode. Well, I didn't well market it. So it kind of turned into this instead at fairly the last minute. And really the only guy who stuck around and was like, hey, I want to do the cluster call thing was Save the V8s. So, Save the V8s, I believe his name is Alexander. Good on him. I really do appreciate him listening and wanting to be on the show. Remember, if you ever want to be on one of the cluster call episodes, just send me an email saying as such, and I'll be sure to put you on. For For those of you who are kind of maybe found this for the first time, my email is untitledcarshow@gmail.com. Fairly simple. Oh yeah, I forgot. So this is an interesting thing. So this here is a car phone antenna. And I'm glad I found the other half of it. So this goes all the way up there and to the back, and this is the cord for it, which is hilarious to me that this car has that. I have the box up there somewhere. It is awesome to me that this car had a car phone in it. I mean, that's so 1991, isn't it? So, look at that. Look at this. It's hilarious. We move that down. I think we kind of bumped ourselves off of frame here. That's just awesome to me. So, I wonder if this is still stuck underneath all that. How that's going to work out. Because it should only go up to a fairly decent point up there. So, yeah, for all the new people, untitledcarshow@gmail.com is the easiest way to get a hold of me. Twitter as well. I love the Twitter. I don't know why I do enjoy it as much as I do. I just find it endlessly entertaining. So make sure you send me a tweet. Follow me there. It's always fun. YouTube is weird too, so I got to think about the YouTube thing now. So like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube. Yeah. I'll close this out. I got some video of the car running and driving happening. A little light in terms of, the podcast timing, but this is going to be a little bit to edit. So I hope you all appreciate that aspect of it when I put this out. So, thanks everyone. Let me get out of the car here before I say goodnight. Yeah, so I don't know if I mentioned it on this because I did have all the issues with this and that. Oh, by the way, this was in a Dodge Challenger. This is one of my RT Challengers air filters. So I had the Mopar kit and caboodle still up here, ST engine cover. So that's hilarious to me. So kind of jury-rigged and shoved in there. This is I don't know, a Pep Boy special going on here. AC units all taken out. Sprayed the engine, wonderful color. I wrote Hike, so that way you know it's my car. Love the hood. Hood is great. I don't know. I thought about running it all the way back to the end to try and make it look less like a cross, like normal Christian cross. Because I do think it's going to confuse some people in this area that it has it on it. That's not just a Swedish flag. I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm painting all this. Yeah, this kind of got screwed up in the paint, so that's great. Yeah. So here's the Fiesta ST. So if we go to a local cars and coffee event on the weekend, this is what I'm driving because this is a car I trust my daughter's life in. So I got the watcher on the weekend because that's when the wife works. So great car for that. I promise I'm going to have the video up soon with the Cobb tuner and all the information on that. Next week, hopefully cluster call episode, but I'm not sure. I might do some more work on this car. There might be some videos during the week of me driving this thing to and fro. That's the plan in theory. Think about debadging the Fiesta too. So, again, and the Team Clear Coat stuff going on there. So, and then over here, see, you guys get the nice car. I just get put on the crap car. Well, I think they would think there's some of you guys. Ah, dang it. No, it's still there. Cool. I thought my center high mount taillight fell off, but it didn't. So yeah, so make sure you like, comment, subscribe. By this point, you're probably a YouTube veteran, so you're probably aware of that. you can do all those things. But it really does help the small channels. Like I said, I don't know if I said it here, but the goal with this is to take it to a autocross, a rallycross, and a 24 Hours of Lemons this year. So that's the goal, and I really want to do that. If somehow we can actually start making some money and start funding the project to do that, that would be great. But until then, this all just comes out of my pocket. So thanks everyone for watching and listening. Wherever you are, have a good night, have a good evening. Thanks so much for listening and watching. Be safe out there.